Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
Well,
all around the board.
Well, I would tell you this. The dumbest thing anybody ever did in life in the history of humanity is pay the cost and not be the boss. They're a man, woman, or child. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Whoever is paying 100% of the bills have 100% of the say, unless you're married.
You want to unpack that real quick?
Wow, pays the cost to be the boss. That kind of taps into what I said as far as like just because she make more money than you, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that she holds the pants. Like, pays the cost to be the boss. What I mean by that, what I took from that was, you got dudes out here who are providing for their family. I mean, paying the significant bills, but it's still getting ran over by his wife. I mean, still not, you know, like women will say that they want to, you know, they want a provider, but the question is, are you willing to have that provider and also be under his authority?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what I've said before is, you know, women talking about, you know, they're not being protected. We're not protected. My thing is I can't protect a woman who doesn't listen to me.
Thanks.
So if you're basing it on whether or not you listen to me on my paycheck or the fact you make more than me, this ain't going to work. You know what I mean? So pays the cost to be the boss. I see what he's saying in the sense that if you're a man and you paying significant bills and you're not getting respect by your woman or your family, the kids in the crib, bro, that's a huge problem, bro. Like, you putting a roof over their head. But, you know, women out there will say, well, if she's paying all the significant bills, then she should be the boss. No.
She's not meant to be.
It's the leadership role. Yeah, good. You got enough to hold the ship up. You know what I'm saying? But you still need someone to steer the ship, the leader. Because the leader can see ahead. He has the eagle eye to see the future with 4K HD clarity. So yeah, you can afford the boat, but I'm gonna steer it to where we need to go. Not thinking just because like we said, like the queen on the chessboard, she can maneuver and go into. She has different moves and she can go into different spots that the man necessarily can't go. So with that being said, if I'm the dude that I am, the king that I am, why wouldn't I put my queen in a position where we can be better? Where if I put myself in a position where I can only make $100,000 a year, but because you can maneuver in that type of way, and I steer us in a way where I could put you in a position where you're making $300,000, you're making 3 times as much as me, but we good though. You understand? I steered us into this position. So regardless of how much money you're making, you know what I'm saying? It's all about leadership. It's all about masculinity. It's all about, when I say leadership, I say it's masculinity because masculinity has reason, it has logic. And also, again, it's the eagle eye. It's able to see the future in HD clarity. You know what I mean?
Real talk. Real talk.
If you married, well then the money that you paid with is half hers anyway, so it don't matter. But in a relationship, just a girlfriend boyfriend situation, if you don't pay all the bills, and that go for if a woman is paying 100% of the bills, or if a man is paying 100% of the bills, it ain't just it ain't exclusive to just men.
Exactly.
If it's a man living in a house with a woman and the woman paying all the bills, if she bring another nigga home one day, that nigga need to just goddamn go to the basement.
Yo, hold on, pause.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nigga, pause.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Louise, yo.
He lost me on that one. I don't even know if I caught that. You might have to.
Yo, T.I. just said if the woman is paying all the significant bills and she brings a next dude into the crib, the man who's already living there should just go to the basement and just, you know, let her do her. Bro, I don't agree with that whatsoever, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, what I just said, it don't matter how much bills she paying. She's not head of the relationship, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you dudes keep thinking that just because she's a nurse and she make $150,000 a year. Well, you know what? I mean, she did buy me this, and last year when we went on vacation for a week on a cruise, she paid for all of it. So I gotta do no.
Hell.
She wants you to take the reign. She wants you to take that leadership. You know what I'm saying? But this is about power. Power is never given; it's taken. You understand? Now, y'all dudes can take it how you want, but what I would say is, don't fall back and be submissive and sensitive and all this other soft stuff just because the chick make more money than you. It's not about that. Masculinity is value on this planet, on this earth, on this life that we live in, man. That's why we are where we are right now, because of masculinity. You know what I mean? So when he talks about a dude need to go to the basement just because Shorty paid all the money and she bring the next dude in, nah, man. That's complete disrespect right there. We don't do that over here.
Hell no. And that's the quick way for your potential hoe for her to call you bro. You know what I mean? And that when your chick start calling you bro and shit like that, you've lost completely. You got to keep them on their toes. You know what I mean? You got to keep women on this mindset of like, damn, I don't know where we stand, or I don't know where we're at. And it's fucked up, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's certain things in life, they're pretty fucked up, but it is what it is. And when we're talking about women, and so that's why I think someone like T.I., they use him, even though this is his platform, it's on YouTube or whatever, but they'll use somebody like this that has influence to say some shit like this, and then have men out here all fucked up. But understand that everything in this world, everything that women are doing now, everything that we can complain about with women and female nature, it's all because men allowed it.
Yes, sir.
If a whole bunch of men was like, all right, we ain't finna deal with this, women wouldn't do it. They're literally they're like a freaking a pinky of the rest of our fingers. So if the rest of our fingers are doing this, the pinky's going to do it as well. So you guys got to understand that a lot of this stuff that women do is because men allow them to. But if you're a man that's not going to allow her to do that shit, she ain't going to do it. People only do and get away with what they can do and get away with.
Facts.
Because you ain't paying and then like, to me.
Damn, you know how that shit go.
Yes, sir. You got Evo Rebirth. He said that's funny because I have to keep telling the. Now go ahead. If you got that.
All right, for sure.
And then, like, to me, I just feel like men are supposed to be in positions of kind of like leadership. I just feel that. Not saying women can't lead. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what my expectations of myself is as a man, and that is gonna set the standard of what I.
Mr. T.I., women can't lead. As soon as you allow them to, you go to the fucking ditch. You know what I mean? Like,
you fall in the ditch, they blame you because you let them lead them to the ditch. Let's go.
Exactly. You always hear Adam and Eve for a reason. It's never been Eve and Adam. It's literally for a reason. You know what I mean? And women, they may not admit this, but unconsciously they know this. You know what I mean? That's why when you're dealing with a woman and you allow her to do this and that, yes, she may seem happy about it. Yes, she may seem okay about it. But in the back of her head, she's like, why the fuck did he really just let me do this? That's not what they're meant to do. Literally. Not just on no YouTube and red pill and all of this type of stuff. This is facts. This is the way the world is. This is the way the world was created. You know what I mean? It's like when you see geese flying in their little triangle, it's a reason that there's one in front. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. So that's the same with women, with men and women. You need to be in front, because as soon as you let a woman start leading, she don't even know where she's going. So what we gonna do here?
100%, man. I agree 100%. That's all I gotta say, man.
Let's get to it.
Expect to see from other men.
Right.
All right. I think a man supposed to, even if she can pay it. Man, my wife ain't allowed to pay no bill. If you pay bills, you pay the bills that you want to pay for the stuff that you want to do for yourself. Exactly. You ain't got to worry about coming home and paying no bills here. That ain't no problem. If I can't pay the bills, my nigga, then it's an issue. Now, there are certain things that I feel like she and I can collaborate together on. Like, we about to buy a piece of property, and, it's going to be kind of like more of a compound that we going to grow and build and do this together. So I want some of her money on that because it's something that we doing together. And it's secondary. It's a secondary resident. It ain't, we need this house to live in. This is something we want to build for generational wealth and to have, we want to see this shit happen for our children and their children. So we going to do this together. That's something out of my respect for her. I want to build and grow something from the bottom up with them. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
Rather than the house, the lake house, the house you sell Family Hustle. That's a house, man, bro. I didn't even want this motherfucking house.
How long you had that house?
Man, I had that house goddamn. Now it is 14 years, bro. 14 years, 2006. 14 years. So that's a house that she told me I always wanted to live on a lake. I wanted to live on some water. I'm like, damn, we in Atlanta. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So I found this place and she took me to this lake. And it's the only lake or the closest lake where you can have a boat, a jet ski, you know what I mean? All on your back dock. And that's some shit that was like, nigga, you don't find that in the city. Oh yeah. I got a boat. I ain't never bought no jet ski, but you know what I mean? I got like, a little boat with a motor. And that's some shit you don't really find here.
Damn, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah. If you want a house, let me know. Goddamn. But so I bought that house really, man. So we went looking at the house and it was one that wasn't even finished yet. And then we tried to buy that one. And we had the money. I had just got like a $5 million something, and then another $10 million something, and another $2 million. I was sitting. And plus I was doing shows. So it wasn't no issue. So it was the one house that we wanted. It wasn't 100% finished. It may have had about 75% of it done. The owner wouldn't sell me the house because the other motherfuckers around there, the neighbors, was like, nah, we don't want no nigga. Like, we don't want no, don't sell it to him, basically. So he blocked me from buying the house. I said, oh, hell no. So we went to ride around the motherfucking neighborhood asking motherfuckers to sell me their house. I just basically ride down the street like, I could live in that house. Let go at them. And we found a motherfucker, and I overpaid like a motherfucker. I bought with my pride and my ego. But because she wanted that house, you know what I mean? I later grew to love it. I've been on the lake maybe 2-3 times, man. I ain't really know, you know what I mean? Too many mosquitoes and all that old kind of shit. I ain't finna jump in no lake, man. Motherfucker, man, come on, bro. You know what I mean? But I bought it because that was she wanted, and we raised our children there, so that has like a sentimental connection. You know what I mean? It ain't really nothing that I'm gonna probably just keep it in the family. You know what I mean? Because now I'm redoing the whole house, redoing the basement, putting the bowling alley and all kinds of other shit in there. I done redid my master bedroom, master bathroom. I done turned it. I got a whole big ass closet. This, you know what I mean? Like some shit that only niggas like us gonna appreciate that. So it ain't really, I ain't gonna be able to get my money's worth out of it. I'm just investing in it because I know I ain't gonna get rid of it, and I want it to be up to my stuff.
Exactly.
Goddamn. But this so that house, she ain't never paid a bill, ain't never had to pay a bill. If she wanted something done a certain way, like for instance, she wanted palm trees going down the motherfucking driveway. So that's something she did. She went, spent her money, and got palm trees on both sides of the driveway, and the shit looked good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Real quick.
She had to
see what he just said is what I just kind of described in my last relationship. His wife has her own money. She wants palm trees. She can afford those palm trees. Fuck it, I'm not against it. Go ahead. If it's on your dime, go right ahead. So but he's only able to attract a chick like that only if he has his own. You know what I'm saying? If you're a dude living in your mama basement playing video games, you know what I'm saying, 28 hours out the day, you're not gonna be able to attract a chick like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So T.I. has built himself up to a certain type of status, certain type of wealth, where he can attract a chick who has her own wealth and status, where they can come together, where when they live together, if she decides she wants to do XYZ at the spot, she'll pay for it herself, not even out the joint account. You know what I mean? So what I'm making is, again, back to my channel. I said my channel, my purpose, my goal is to build males to evolve into men and become the best version of themselves. Once you become the best version of yourself, you'll be able to attract women who can do for themselves too. And they'll really just want you for you and not your money.
Thanks. And one thing that he said, that I think may have went over a couple of people's head, but I want to address it. You know, he talked about how he didn't want the house, but he ended up doing it and he ended up liking it as well. And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about on as a man, you want to kind of do things that you want and purchase things that you want, but it may not always necessarily work exactly how you want. So if you got a woman that is significant, is important, and you at least value her opinion somewhat, at least hear the woman out. You know what I mean? Some guys think that these women are just don't know anything, they can't do anything and won't figure out anything. at least hear her out. And if you're okay with it as well, because as we said, women aren't meant to lead. So if you follow her completely and you're just like, okay, I trust her, I'll do it. No. Don't do that. But at least, you know, some of you guys got to realize there's a lot more to women other than that cat, you know. So at least hear her out. I mean, I don't know about buying no $10 million mansion or nothing like that. But of course, if you got it and it makes sense, do your thing. But I just wanted to address that not all women are like attention whores and sluts and all that other stuff that can get confused in this space of YouTube.
It's the fine line of compromising. You know what I'm saying? That's a fine line. It's a skill that needs to be learned. You can't just be told it. You gotta learn how to compromise with people, and especially with your wife.
Real talk. Matthew, I'm not sure what you're talking about, bro. He said, "How can I avoid those interactions?"
Yeah, elaborate on that, Matthew.
Yeah, I don't know if he dropped another comment and we missed it, but and for anybody else in here, man, if y'all got any questions, comments, anything that you want to say about this video, go ahead and drop in the comments.
That's something she wanted to do. So that's how I feel. Your woman should be able to reserve her funds for shit that she want to do within the house.
Exactly.
Not that
it's me.
My nigga need me to come in or else we gonna be put out.
Yeah.
If you got down like that, then bro, you ain't really like that. Ain't no position of leadership. That's a position of partnership. It's also important for us as men to think about what makes the woman whole. Like, just think about what make them feel confident and feel purposeful, feel needed, feel like they doing some shit that, you know what I'm saying, it's important. And I never really, like, we, especially as a young nigga, man, you know what I'm saying, we be so intent on building, doing, and having it our way. We don't even be thinking about what the next motherfucker might experience, how the next motherfucker might feel.
Oh God.
So it's important for us to do that. And I ain't really see that shit until I had a daughter. Like, I started to see what women go through when my daughter would come to me and be like, yeah, but man, that ain't fair because you don't do them like that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I don't. But it's different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's different. And it's hard to explain that, but that is a battle that women fight from birth, fighting to be treated equally as men.
Of course.
I feel like it's because goddamn, like,
I ain't gonna go too long on this, man. Like, I think that's a bad message to send into the general public, you know, saying that men and women are equal. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go too hard on it because, you know, general society would say otherwise. But a male and a female are not the same, man. It's not the same. What I tell people is like, if I were to describe a four-legged domesticated animal with fur, a tail, you know what I mean? And what would I be describing? A cat or a dog? You know what I mean? Cats and dogs are the same.
Yeah.
If I describe a human being, 4 legs, hair, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, who am I talking about, a man or woman? So we are not the same, man. Like, we just not the same. So in T.I.'s situation where, I mean, even in my culture, my Haitian culture, the boys are not raised the same as the girls.
Mm-hmm. Boys
aren't girls and girls aren't boys. So last thing I'll say again, just to reiterate, sending the message out there like men and women are equal and boys and girls should be raised the same. Nah, man. I'm not for that.
Facts, yeah. We're not for a reason. And like he said, women have to fight this throughout birth. Well, if they would just stop trying to fight and just realizing it's a reality, it wouldn't be an issue. It wouldn't be no type of drama, no type of us versus them type thing. It's like, okay, y'all are what y'all are, and we respect what y'all are. We love what y'all are, and we are what we are. Let's try to build. Let's try to work together. Let's try to do what we can, especially, you know, in our community or whatever. So that's the main thing about it, is that we're just not, and we never will be. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll never know exactly what women deal with, and women will never know exactly what we deal with. We can get a better understanding so we can relate to them more and we can interact with them more. But I mean, and he's talking about as far as having a daughter and stuff like that. I know that's, you know, that's something that I think that's one of those things you got to live through to feel him a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, to relate a little bit more. But even with that being said, you know, with him having that mindset as a father, having a wife and having a daughter and all of that stuff, that can it can make the problem worse. I'll leave it at that.
Hey, I think Matthew Schlegel, there you go.
Okay, he says, if I'm approaching a girl and during the interaction she ends up saying she's underage, I think that makes the interaction 10 times more awkward than what they do, or than what they need to be. Makes sense. I mean, dude. And he says, I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking, but it happened to me the other day. Bro, if you're talking to a woman, first of all, I recommend this. If you see a woman and you're not sure, I don't say psych yourself out, because the guys have a lot of excuses on why they shouldn't. Oh, she's too old, or maybe she may be too young. So if you're not sure, the first thing you should ask is, hey, real quick, how old are you?
Yo, straight up. I got no problem asking, yo, how old are you?
Yeah.
You know why you actually, yo, how old are you?
Yeah, before you can go into your whole spiel, because it sounds like to me, Matthew, that you had a full blown with this chick. You know what I mean? You really tried to holler at her. You probably said some stuff and flirting. You was really feeling it, looking her up and down without knowing the most important thing. You know what I mean? That's more important than her saying she's married. You know what I'm saying? That's more important than her saying she got a boyfriend or whatever. So if you're ever on the fence, of course, guys can quickly psych themselves out. Oh, man, she look young. Yeah, I get that. Some women do look younger than they actually are. So go ahead and ask. Just ask first. And then if she is, okay, cool. Have a good day.
Exactly.
It's just that simple, bro. Like you're talking about the and this is the thing that it'll be that one situation that happens that'll have guys never approach a woman again. I'm here to tell you, bro, like if you're out here, especially the way these chicks look now and stuff like that, you'll never know until you know. But once you do know, move accordingly by not moving forward with that at all. Just tell her have a good day. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Because I know I've talked to plenty of chicks and even approach chicks that may not look like they're like 23, 24, 25. And then I'll ask them like, dang, I would have never guessed that. What's the age that people usually think? And then they'll say these crazy ages or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's fact, especially with the mask on and stuff like that. So you just got to know, bro, if she's underage, keep it pushing. There's nothing else to say. It shouldn't even be you feeling too much of awkward or any of that. It happens. But when you do find that out, keep it pushing. There's nothing else to say.
I never really had that problem when I'm here in America, but I started learning how to ask that when I was outside the country, because certain spots you'll have let's say like a 24-year-old look like she's 17 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be working in a restaurant. I'll be looking. I'll tap my man like, yo, she look too young to be working up in here. Because mind you, it's not me trying to bag a chick. This is just me seeing chicks looking too young to be working.
Exactly.
Man, like, yo, sure, look too young to be working. They be having like sweatshops, and I saw my man used to do like, yo. And he was saying in language like, yo, how old are you? She'd be like, oh, I'm 23. I'm 22. I'm looking like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Assuming I started asking chicks, yo, how old are you? But I was like, all right, you old enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely old enough.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know more than anything you want to, and this is the point of listening to women as well. Some of you guys do your approaches and you're so ready to say the next thing. She could literally be telling you, hey, I'm underage. And you're like, oh, anyways, where you from? You know, what you know? No, listen, bro. If she's not over the age, then don't talk to her. Don't deal with her. You know, just keep it pushing. There's plenty of women over 18 in this world. So don't get into a tricky situation with none of these young ones. All right, let's get back into it.
Daughters don't really carry on the legacy like sons do. They often married into another legacy.
But it's more to a legacy than just a name, though.
I'm gonna stop it right there. What do you think before they even elaborate on what they're gonna say? Who you think would carry the legacy more, your son or your daughter?
I would say my son, just on the strength that at least old school ways, when you get married, it's the son's name, last name that they keep. It's the son's family's name that they keep. So, you know what I mean, just a shotgun answer, I would say it's the male that carries the legacy because it's his name. It's his last name. You know what I mean? Because even, I don't know if they still do it now, but let's say you have a doctor. Let's say his name is, you know, Dr. Howard Johnson. You know what I mean? If they would call his wife, how would they say, like Mrs. Dr. Howard Johnson or some shit like that? You know what I mean? Like she would take on his name.
Yeah.
So I see how a woman, once you could be shit. You got women now with like, you know, 4 kids, 5 different baby daddies. Like, what legacy are they carrying on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now for me, it goes with the man.
Yeah. And I agree for the most part. And I think that's why most men want to have a son. You know what I mean? Just for that simple fact that I want, you know, you pretty much live your life through him in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know daughters, they can keep certain things going, but I actually agree with 21 a lot on this, is that your daughter can literally get married to another man and carry his legacy instead of yours. Even though that's still your daughter, you're now changing her last name and doing all this other shit. So
she becomes a part of another family tree.
Mm-hmm.
You got principles, you got morals, you got and to be honest with you, the daughters stick to the code more than the son. Because when the son meet the wife gonna goddamn dictate and determine how that shit move forward for the most part.
Just stop right there.
Yeah, I was already on that.
You know what? I'm gonna agree and disagree with T.I. because what I was gonna say was he's not saying it, but he's speaking from the black community perspective. Because in other cultures, that's no.
Yeah.
See, growing up, my parents always taught me, yo, you Haitian, you're not black. I'm looking like, what do you mean? Like, I'm looking at my sister, like, what do you mean I ain't black? What are you talking about? But I realized they were speaking about culture.
Yeah.
Mindset. You know what I mean? Because in the Haitian culture, what he just described does not happen. That's blasphemy right there. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So not even just Haitian culture, Indian culture, Asian culture, like that's not happening, bro. So, you know, you got black women saying, you know, they're the backbone of the community. When a black woman tells me this, what I ask them is, name another community where the women are saying the same thing. So if the black women are the only women saying they're the backbone of their community, that's a problem.
Yeah. And also with what he said on, you know, your son can get married to a woman and she can change the whole vibe. Well, that's if the son looked at his dad and his mom changed the whole vibe of his dad. So right. it really trickles down from beginning. You know, your cousins, your kids, all that. They're literally seeing what's going on and then they're imitating that. You know, I think everybody in here can look at a situation of their parents, whether they live with them or not. They can look at their parents and see why they are the way they are right now. Can see why they look at the world the way they look at the world now. It literally trickles down. You know what I mean? So in T.I.'s case, and it kind of makes sense, you know, from how he, you know, how he presents himself and how he talks about his household and his wife, why he would believe that his sons would pretty much switch up or wouldn't be able to keep the legacy going, because obviously just from this, and you know, everybody know T.I., so just from this in general though, you can tell that he's not that dude in the house like I would say he should be. You know what I mean? I think that's all there is to it.
Yep, 100%.
And then when the woman meet the husband gonna dictate too, because he
man,
don't take a position of leadership.
The women run the show most of the time. Yeah. Let's just say if I get old, right? I get old in the same position as my daddy was, where I got Alzheimer's or dementia, something like that, where I can't take care of myself, right? If I go to my son's house and his wife say, man, it's too much, he got to go, we got to put him in a home, I'm gone.
Damn.
If I go to my daughter's house and her husband say, she gonna say, hell no, he gonna goddamn set this hospital bed up right in the motherfucking living room. You goddamn, you know.
Just like what you said, Mr. MIA. T.I. is that dude who's gonna, okay, yes, baby, whatever you say, baby. Okay, yes, baby.
Yeah.
That's why he's so confident in saying what he's saying, because that's his world.
Yeah.
The way 21, look at 21. 21 look at him like,
yeah.
All right, bro. All right, you can say that.
Yeah. That shit did. And that's the thing too, like that's really adding on to the problem, you know what I mean? Because he literally just said it without just like vulgar, just straight up saying it, that, you know, whatever the woman says go. Basically he said happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? That's basically what he said.
Yeah.
You know? And I know we've all heard that before, but it's just not reality. You know what I mean? It's just it's just not. And it's so funny. I mean, somebody like T.I., he'll say this, and you know, I know some people will run with it. Some people will agree. You know, it's certain people in this space that would say everything T.I. saying is absolutely right. But in reality, I don't even think he believes it. He just knows he has a wife and kids. He knows it's a cancel culture. He knows he's famous. He knows there's certain things that he has to say, and he knows that everything he says holds weight. You know what I mean? Like it can really get taken out of context and shit like that. But I think this is why he's kind of rambling. He's not really getting to the point. And 21's looking at him like I guarantee when the cameras went off, you know, he smoked a blunt and they're like, yeah, man, you know, I had to say that shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like you can kind of tell. But and 21 keeping it cordial as well. But you know, in reality, this isn't reality. You know what I mean? Like, so don't take this to heart. Any T.I. fans,
this is not reality. Go ahead.
Facts. That's it, man. Because I already know it could be a young T.I. fan, or it don't even have to be young. You know what I mean? Somebody that's been growing up on T.I. and just because T.I. said it, it's facts. No. It's not facts just because T.I. said it. Let's carry on.
It's pros and cons to both sides.
I feel like it's 50-50 though. When it comes to that, the son got to say so too.
Happy wife, happy life. That's what that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So ultimately, okay.
Oh.
I have a
I had a feeling that was coming. I literally had a feeling that was coming.
See, you predicting shit. That's how you know you got game, man. You predicting shit, man. You get the discernment.
Facts, and you know, it rhymes. It sounds good. It look good on paper. You hear somebody else say it. You hear women press it on you. But in reality, I'd say it again, reality is not reality. You know, we got to face this world with reality. You know, that's what I try to push on this channel is that in reality, you got to go out and do stuff. You know what I mean? If you want to be good in sports, you got to play sports. You want to be good with women, you got to talk to women. There's no like do this, do that, do this, and then this will happen. That doesn't make sense. It's like if you want to be good at fishing, you don't need to worry about how to drive BMX bikes and shit like that. You need to go out there and start fishing. It's really that simple if you think about it, but so much content and so many other miscued messages can make it more complicated than it actually should be.
Hey, yo, find yourself a woman that's happy with your happiness. Understand what I mean? She's happier the more you're happy. Bro, I like that cycle right there.
Yeah. And that shit is, I'm not gonna say it's that rare. You just gotta know how to when you find it, how to deal with it.
And that's when it could be reciprocal. Too many times it's only one way with dudes, you know what I'm saying, just trying to make a chick happy and she don't give a damn about your happiness. I mean, she's not listening to what you're saying and being thoughtful with her gifts in her attempts to make you happy. But you over here listening to everything and making arrangements or whatever the case may be just to make her happy. Nah, bro. It's about y'all happiness. If you're in a relationship, it's about y'all happiness. But if you just, even for y'all players, y'all should be dealing with chicks who are interested in making you happy, fam. Like, I'm the type of dude, I don't smile often. You know what I mean? So even when I smile with a chick or laugh, that's a gift to her. Yeah. She's not accustomed to seeing that. So when she actually earned it, she knows she earned it. You understand what I'm saying?
Thanks. And the thing is, when you look at a happy husband in a relationship, it seems like everybody's happy because that's naturally our thing as a man. We're gonna make sure our kids good. We're gonna make sure our wife good. We're gonna make sure the house good. We gonna be in that motherfucker turn. You know what I mean? We're gonna be teed the fuck up. But when you see the wife and you can tell she's happy, she still won't look happy. The guy's carrying all the bags and she's got an attitude while he's swiping, and the kids are like, can we go to the restroom? You know what I mean? Like it's, and I know there's exceptions to the rules. I don't want to get you guys confused on what I'm saying as well, but it literally starts with the man and then it trickles down to the family. It trickles down to the wife. It trickles down to the girlfriend. So as RPC said, if you find a chick that's happy and making you happy, you got a good one, bro.
What I was gonna say, last thing I was gonna say too is, I've said it before, I can't prove it, but women. No, let me say it differently. Man cannot make women happy. You can only make her happier. Understand? You shouldn't be. Your goal shouldn't be to make a woman happy. If she can't make herself happy, that's like base level. If she can't make herself happy, bro, don't waste your time with that shit, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like throwing your shit into an empty hole and expecting the shit to fill up. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
You can make a chick happier. So if you find a chick that always has a negative story to tell, she's always depressed, always something going wrong in her life, she's got a black cloud around her, above her, stay away from bitches like that, man. Facts.
And a lot of them are insecure, but even for some of you guys, man, you got to realize happiness is a decision. You know what I mean? Like you guys can literally decide to be happy every day. That's what I try to make. I ain't gonna say try. That's what I do. I try to say, I keep on saying try, but there's literally no bad day for me. I can't think of the last time I've had a bad day. Like I remember one of my homies, I called him and told him I just got in a wreck. And he was just like, damn, he don't sound like it at all. I'm like, yeah, because every day is a good day. You feel me? So that you guys literally just have to make the decision to be happy and just watch how everything in your life will be congruent with that.
100%.
Breakdown in communication. She feel one way, you feel another way. It gonna be decided by the pussy. It gonna be like, all right, well, you ain't get no pussy then, nigga. All right, cool. No. Yeah.
Doors. Hold the frick up, man. Hey, yo. Shameless plug, man. I got a book coming out within the next three months, man. Talking about female nature 101. And one of the things I spoke about, or one of the things that emphasized in the book is the fact that if dudes have not come to the point where they've conquered their sexual urges, you will forever be a slave to female manipulation.
Facts. And
so
women know that too.
Right there. Well, fine, then you ain't getting pussy. And he's saying it as if it will affect him. Bro, if a chick can use pussy as a reward and punishment to you, you already lost. You're in the losing column. I mean, like, yo, I'm trying to think. The last time a bitch told me I'm not. Yo, matter of fact, I do remember this Panamanian bitch. I have a video on this bitch because I never smashed her. She ended up throwing panties on my face, and I smelled the pheromones. And my whole goal was to fucking smash my nigga. And I was doing things I knew I shouldn't have done, but I think I was doing it because of the pheromones. But anyway, she was the last chick to ever tell me, well, because I was gonna give you the pussy today, but because you didn't do this, you're not gonna get it. I remember when she said it, like, who's this bitch talking to? Like, what do you mean? Like, but I guess I was giving off thirsty energy for her to feel comfortable enough for her to tell me that.
Yeah.
So another example of that is chicks who say, oh, nah, you know, I'm the type of chick I like to wait, you know, 3 months and blah blah blah. We have to wait. And yo, fellas, she's back to reading between the lines. She's subliminally telling you that she doesn't believe that you're getting boxed on the regular. But if she believed that you were getting boxed on the regular, how could she fix her mouth to say, I'm not giving you this box?
Facts.
Yeah? If you're getting boxed from anywhere else, she's gonna be like, well, me telling him she ain't getting this box, how's that gonna affect him? So, fellas, you're gonna have to get to a point where that goes back to what I said about talking to a chick. You gotta learn how to talk to females with your penis in your pocket. What does that mean? You're talking to her in a way where she feels like this dude ain't pressed to get this box. The dude, I have a feeling like the way he's talking, he wants the box, but he don't seem pressed like the last 99 dudes that I spoke to. Like, I don't know about this guy. I don't know.
Good talk.
You want them?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember one chick was talking about some 90-day rules. I said, I'll talk to you on day 89. You know what I mean? Ain't no way around it. And then, and a lot of women don't realize, you know, with that being said, how it could be too early for them. For a guy like me, it could be too late for me. And I mean that, you know what I'm saying? Because like T.I. saying, oh, you want to get no pussy? Well, I won't lie. I can almost guarantee these rappers can go fuck another chick or whatever. But they know they don't really have the game to do that outside of being a rapper. So that he's saying that he means that, you know what I mean? Like if he can't hit his girl, and like you said, as far as controlling your urges and shit like that, that's extremely important because women know since the beginning of everything that a lot of guys can't do that. A lot of guys can't, whether it's with her or just get another woman, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody like me, it would never be an issue because every woman that I talk to now knows that literally in 1 second, I can go meet another chick. And that's honestly, that's the beautiful thing about being a man. You know what I mean? Like you guys don't ever think about that, is that we really got it best because, for example, I can approach a chick today. She reject me. And she reject me on some, like, she really feeling herself, whatever. She doesn't know that nobody else is going to come up to her, especially the way I did and what I could offer to her life for the next 45 days. And when it let's say it does happen, you know what I mean? Let's say she does meet somebody else. I'll still be on her mind. So really, I won in the long run. I can literally turn around, talk to another chick, turn around and talk to her cousin. You know what I mean? Like all these type of things. So you guys y'all better be happy y'all are men, and especially that y'all are getting this information. Now go apply it. You know what I mean? Because it kind of hurts me sometimes when so many people watch our channels and they don't do the shit.
Hey, like you said, she has to realize. Oh, not that she has to. She will eventually realize after her interaction with Mr. MIA, she's gonna realize like, damn, this dude was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I messed up.
Yeah.
So with that type of mindset, what I've said before is, anytime I've been so-called rejected by a chick when I approached her, did whatever, my mindset isn't, oh my God, why did she reject me? My mindset is, does this bitch know what she just did? Like,
you doing her a favor.
Yeah, I was doing you a favor. This is the fire sale month. I'm doing you a favor, man. Right. All right, I'm gonna go over here then, no problem. No backseas. You can't come back after a month after your girl done told you she done met me. Hey, you know my RPC? She gonna be like, yeah, that's the same that took me like a month ago. And then you go trying to hit me on the side on my DMs or whatever. No, mama. You lost your chance. You lost your chance.
Facts. And the thing is, it's so crazy because I legit be chopping it up with these chicks just to get info. Like on the channel membership, I'm interviewing women. You know, you guys check out that channel membership because I actually one-on-one interview women in real life, and I don't interview them like, what's your name? You know, like I literally get deep into their psyche. But on one of my interviews, and even on my other channel with interviews, I slowly but surely ask questions similar to this. But I asked this chick, do you know the difference between a guy real deal approaching you and a guy catcalling? They said no. It's literally all the same to them in their head. So when somebody like us that can go up and make a genuine approach trying to really see what's up with her other than her body, she doesn't know the difference between that and a dude saying, hey, ma, you know, you got a fat ass, blah, 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 all that shit. So 50% of when you guys get rejected, it's not y'all. It's the woman. She's weird. You know, she has the mindset of the next guy that talks to me, I'm going to tell him no regardless. So just keep that in mind, man. Don't let this shit get you discouraged in this game. All right, let's carry on.
Now what? And you're like, man, god damn, Pops, you got to go, man. Like, for real, that really the way that shit go goddamn boil down. And 95% of the time, this how it's going to happen. The women control that shit with the pussy.
I feel like, man, I'm just naturally more overprotective for my daughter than I am for my son.
That's also true. This is also true.
I don't know why, I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's because it's men. We know how we do women.
Because sons can't get pregnant.
That too, but it's like
sons can't get pregnant.
But we know how we treat women, so I feel like I just don't want my daughter to ever just run into one of them niggas.
But you can't keep her from running into.
Nah, you can't keep her, but I want her to know how to feel real love, so that she know how to discern what's the difference between the two.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think that's key. That's key. Being able to motherfucking provide the, you know what, me and Lil Duval call it thought prevention hours. You got to put in them thought prevention hours. Keep your daughter off the pole. You know what I'm saying? So you spending time going to daddy-daughter dances and you taking them on trips where it's just you and her. Those are thought prevention hours that you putting in. You got to do that. Yeah, don't do that. But her gonna be somewhere in Magic City, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So that is absolutely necessary for any father. If you ain't putting in your thought prevention hour, then your daughter end up or down. So don't blame her now. Don't look at her talk about, oh, you motherfucking hot ass. No, nigga. You didn't set an example. You did not set an example. You did not show what the fuck it was that she should be doing versus what she's doing.
Right.
So I mean, that has a huge, but I see.
Something that came to my mind when he said that is the fact that, you know, I don't have any kids or anything like that, but something I want to throw out there is the fact that, you know, there's a lot of fathers out there who have daughters, but don't raise their daughters to be wives. They raise their daughters to, I don't know, like because they don't raise their daughters to be wives. It's like they tell them all the negative things about males. Watch out for this type of guy. Watch out for this type of guy. As a matter of fact, you need to go to school, get your degree, so you can, you know, support yourself. You could have this, so just in case it got. But when you do that, you're not raising a wife, so how can you expect her to be married? You know what I'm saying? You're basically teaching her to prepare herself if there's a divorce and you can support yourself, as opposed to being a good wife and maintaining a marriage. Because as it said, you know, it's I don't want to say it's a woman's role, but in a marriage, I think it's the woman that carries the majority of the marriage together. Because a man, this is just my opinion. A man being with one woman for the rest of his life, I don't think that's natural.
Yeah.
A man's going to be with the woman in a marriage, signing marriage license and all that. I think she needs to carry the majority of that marriage, you know, the marriage role together in order to, you know, for it to last as long as it needs to last. So men with daughters, I believe, need to start raising their daughters to be wives. You know what I mean? Raise their daughters to be wives to the sense where their daughters are smart enough to know to bring that man to their father to meet, where he can give his judgment. Oh, is this the right man, or is he a man, or is he playing games, or whatever the case may be. So that's just my little 2 cents on fathers with daughters and needing them to raise them to be wives and not just be independent.
I agree.
I feel like mothers are more overprotective of daughters too than sons.
Yeah, I think it's definitely across the board. I want to talk a little bit about the appearance you made on my album. I want to talk to you a little bit about your verse on "Thank God" on the Libra.
Right.
You wasn't even supposed to really be on the album for real.
All right. I think we'll go ahead and end it there as far as that goes, because I'm not sure where they were going with that, but I think you know what I mean. Y'all make sure if y'all got any more questions, y'all go ahead and drop them in the chat. I know this was very informative. If you came pretty late, make sure you check out the playback, because we really took this to a different level. You know what I mean? So if you guys got any questions, we'll go for a couple more minutes. Any topics? But what did you think about, I guess, the summary of what we just reviewed?
Well, it was a great episode. I like what we watched. From watching that, it helped me to realize that I need to emphasize how much a person's mindset will determine how they see the world, how they see life, how they see the way things, what they consider normal, I mean, the way T.I. was talking, everything he said out of his mouth, I believe he felt was normal. As with certain things he said, I'm like, what? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
understand. So another thing is, another lesson you can get from what we just watched is when you're speaking to people, a lesson that was told to me in 5th grade, but I didn't get it till I was like in 10th grade, which was know your audience. You gotta know who you're talking to. So when I'm talking to Mr. MIA, I'm gonna talk to him a certain way because I know he has a certain level of intelligence, intellectual. I'm saying he sees the world a certain way. He has a certain perception of the world, as opposed to your average Joe. I might have to dumb myself down. I might have to realize that this dude is probably thinking or is in line with the happy wife, happy life type mindset. So I have to, choose my word. So one of the lessons we can learn from what we watched is we don't know who you don't know who you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? You can't assume that just because somebody looks like you that they have the same mindset as you. Like, for example, not to get into politics, but you might meet somebody who looks exactly like you and be like, oh yeah, pro-Trump, I want Trump and all that. You know what I'm saying? And you might be like, oh well, you're black. And again, not to get into politics, the point I'm making is just because somebody looks at you doesn't mean they have the same mindset as you. Second thing is, one thing I want to emphasize is, fellas, you got to realize who you are in this world. I mean, once you realize who you are, what a man is, once you understand what a female is, maybe that's why maybe that's the reason why this book needs to come out. My book needs to come out within the next 3 months, because once men and grown males realize what the female is, truly, with the mask off, veil off, before you read my book, or in order to understand my book, you have to unlearn everything you were taught about females. One of the things that I emphasize in my book is the fact that if you can't unlearn what you were taught growing up or just in general about females, that you'll never be able to truly understand how cold and callous females can be. And I'm not saying it in a derogatory or demeaning way. I'm just speaking facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, women are cold creatures. Like, I would go as far as to debate anyone as to say that men are more loving than women. You know what I'm saying? Or another way of saying is that men love more unconditionally than women. Now, most people are like, "Are you crazy, RPC? What are you talking about?" A simple example might be, or could be, MIA. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong with this. You could have a dude who makes $5 million a year, $50 million a year, and might wife the cashier register. You know what I mean? Whereas a chick who's making $50 a year, $50 million a year, you think she's looking at a dude at the cashier register. You know what I'm saying? And even go further with the Bible. The Bible tells, man to love his wife, and the Bible tells the wife to honor her husband. Why ain't the Bible tell her to love her husband?
Yeah.
The Bible knows she can't. There's certain things that dudes can't fathom, they can't understand, but my book breaks it down as to why they are like that. I break it down in a way where I say that you shouldn't be upset at it, you shouldn't be raging, you shouldn't be frustrated. I write it in a way where you should take this information, decipher it, understand it, and now you have the tools to treat women accordingly. But you can't treat women accordingly against, like we said in the beginning of the episode, you have to know yourself. Once I learned myself, once I learned myself, even in a live I recently did, some of the women in the live were commenting of my facial expressions. I remember back in high school, women used to say, well, girls, because they were girls back in the day, girls used to say, oh, RPC, I always know what you're thinking just from the way that your face is and da-da-da. I remember I heard that, I was like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like a woman just knowing how I'm feeling just because of my facial expression. But then I took that weapon that could be used against me, and I decided I'm going to use it as a tool. So that's where I learned how to master body language. Now, body language isn't just your body, like your shoulders and your whatever. That shit could be your face too. You know what I mean? So I could be talking to, now that I know that women notice my facial expressions, now when I'm talking to a chick, I could be talking to a chick like, listen to how dumb this shit is. I could be talking to a chick like, so you saying you like the Popeye's chicken? A word? That shit crazy. Now, just because I can have this eyebrow up, that should change the whole tone of what the fuck I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've learned that my body language and all that could communicate to women. You know what I mean? So basically what I'm saying is you have to learn how to learn yourself, learn women or female nature. And when you combine the two, you become like that's the name of my book, a hacker. you can hack into her and start programming her to how and what you want to do, man. And I'm gonna stop right there.
Word. No, that's facts, man. That shit sound like it's gonna be quite an experience and quite a read, because what you said, that makes you immortal. And the crazy thing is, I mean, a lot of people focus on. I mean, I'll say a lot of men focus on their body language so much. What about hers? You know what I mean? She be telling you everything you need to know without saying a word. You got to look at her too. You know, it's sometimes guys just gotta, you know, you can't be too pressed. You want to know yourself first. You want to know your vibe and stuff like that. But how's hers? You know what I mean? Like it, just like Matthew, just going back to his example, chick could be giving you young chick energy. You know what I mean? She ain't even have to say it, just the way she looks. Like you go to a chick, what's your name? And she's like, Jessica. You know what I'm saying? The way she said it's like, oh yeah, okay. Like you need to address that. You don't need to go to the next thing and the next thing of your approach. You need to be like, Jessica, why'd you say it like that? Or why do you look to the left when you say your name? You know what I mean? Like these are things that you guys, it's subtle, but these are things that you'll learn the more and more you interact and the more you like
micro expressions.
Exactly. And then going back to what you were saying as far as a man loving more and harder than a woman, I actually think that's absolutely true, because and funny enough, the reason I think that's true is the reason why we can deal with multiple women and we want to. Meanwhile, a woman, she don't get it. You know, I'll never share. No. It's like it has nothing to do with you. This is me. You know what I mean? So if you can handle that, we can get along. But if not, we can still get along, but it may not be on the level that you would expect, because, you know, it's so funny. You know, shout out Kevin Samuels and all of these channels that's pushing this message, but every woman wants the same type of guy, right? But there isn't that many of these type of guys. So don't you think you're going to have to share? You know what I mean? Like if you
compete, whatever, compete, yeah,
exactly. If you get that 1 or 3 or 4% man, and every other woman wants the same thing, what makes you think that this man is just going to want you? Not to go too deep into that, but that's like what you said. I think that we love harder, we love stronger, and we can spread the love. You know what I mean? So
the love,
real talk.
Hey, yo, anybody in the chat, get your questions in, man. We got about 5 more minutes on here. I mean, hope y'all appreciate it. You know what me and Mr. Man actually had for y'all, but yeah, definitely throw some questions in the chat, man. We volunteer our time for you.
Real talk, man. It's so weird with my subscribers, because you know they'll DM me on Patreon, they'll DM me on the group chat, they'll email me. But when I go live, it's like, where y'all at? You know what I mean? And it's so funny. I don't know how to feel about it. It's like, should this just have been a video? You know what I mean? When you look at the comments now, it's like we could have did this behind the scenes and dropped it and edited and all this other stuff from. And I know you guys are just sitting there like, damn, that's facts. Yeah, that's real talk. Yeah, bro, type it in the comments. You know what I mean? Type your questions.
So what they don't understand, see, they're not behind the scenes as a creator. You know what I'm saying? As producer and all that. They don't understand how comments in the chat fuel the episode. Like you said in the beginning, y'all get active in the chat, and it's gonna, you know, make the video even better. But being just a listener or just a receiver of the information, they don't understand that part of it. So I get it. Like, people forgive them for they know not what they do. Yeah. But, you know, fellas in the chat or just people in the chat in general, you know, listen to what we say, man. We don't just say these things for no reason. Understand? Like the more y'all active in the chat, like if y'all like this episode the way it is, just know that it would have been way better if it was more active in the chat, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talk. They're kind of just eavesdropping on a phone call right now, but you know.
Hey, sometimes you gotta do that. I like to call it a fly on the wall series.
Yeah.
Just chopping it up, and they just get to listen to. Because real talk, I don't emphasize it enough. I don't think, but in my real life, I'm that dude. I'm a private person, and for analogy would be like Batman. I'm like Batman. You know what I'm saying? I like to be in my cave. You know what I'm saying? Do what I gotta do. I come out as Bruce Wayne when I need to, bro. Trust me. When I come out as Bruce Wayne, I'm the life of the party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I could flip it. You know what I mean? But dudes gotta get out that mode of just listening, man. You gotta be active. You know what I'm saying? You gotta participate. You know, and have a back and forth interaction, man.
For sure.
So what I want to emphasize is me being on YouTube, the analogy I gave us, me being Batman. Me being on YouTube is like me being out in the forefront as Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really volunteering my time. You know what I'm saying? I really don't need to be doing this. You know what I mean? When I'm out here speaking to the people, I want to interact with the people, man, have a back and forth so that we can, you know, improve ourselves. Cause I can always learn from these episodes too.
Real talk. Well, if you had any last words, you go ahead and drop your plugs and stuff like that, and then we'll get out of here.
The Red Pill Chauvinist, as it's written down there. I think I need to do this more. Chauvinist too many times chauvinists believe it's a negative term. They believe in the connotation as opposed to the denotation. The connotation of chauvinist is like a woman hater or anything like that. No, that's not the case. The denotation of the word chauvinist means excessive supporter, cheerleader, for lack of a better term. So as the red pill chauvinist, I am an excessive supporter or a cheerleader of red pill minded people. Now, when it comes to the red pill mindset, too many people believe that the red pill mindset strictly or mostly deals with women and females. No. The red pill mindset deals with your perception of life.
Facts. The reality of life.
The red pill mindset is recognizing that the narrative that's given to you, the societal narrative that's given to you, is off or false. And with the red pill mindset or with the red pill lens, it's up to you to find those answers to those questions that you have. You know what I mean? And live life accordingly. You know, another lesson that was told to me, or old saying that's been said for decades or for ages, has been that ignorance is bliss. When I first heard that, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I understand now.
Yeah.
There are certain things that you learn that you can't unlearn. So I understand why some people, you know, just like, I don't know if you ever heard of the book, The Manipulated Man, Mr. MIA. I read that joint. That's what really prompted me to become the red pill chauvinist. But I bring up that book because my right-hand man, who we have the similar mindset, he read half the book. I said, yo, bro, how come you ain't finished it? He's like, yo, nah, man. He said, yo, if I finish reading that book, I'm gonna become a woman hater. I said, wow, man, I respect it. You recognize it, whatever, you know yourself. But I say that to say that we're not all the same, man. Everybody's different. So know yourself, gain knowledge, fellas. Don't hate on women. Understand them, because once you do, you can treat them accordingly. And once you treat them accordingly, you're gonna get things the way that you want them to get. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Patreon, which I really give you gems. Like, I got a series on my Patreon that's titled "How to Become a Woman's Drug." That's how you make a woman addicted to you. And in that video, I also state and emphasize, with great power comes great responsibility. So don't think that just because you know how to become a drug to a woman, or just because you know how to make a woman addicted to you, that you would want to do that to every woman. No, family. That's ignorant and immature to do something like that. But check my Patreon out to see what I'm talking about.
Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.